Sego Huweiso. Welcome back to this channel, and I'm Lao Island. And today I'm thrilled to be sharing with you teachings about the 9 families of the Oneidas. So these 9 families came to us at the time of our Confederation. It was a time when we buried our weapons of war and decided to plant a confederacy of peace. And this confederacy, we consider the rafters of this confederacy to be our Constitution. And I'm thrilled and proud that our Constitution was the very first secular constitution in the world. So let's look at some of the titles that are constitutional titles that are here. There's 10 constitutional titles, but there's only 9 clan families. And this title over here is named Kahuadil. And even though it's not a family, a clan family, this title is given to a wolf clan individual who is great at responding to emergencies. Because what Gahuadilu does is they are charged with dealing with outside threats so that the peace of the people is not disturbed. And you can see that the pictogram depicts, it looks like a boat with 2 figures in it. And that's a reference to the story of how the peacemaker was able to enter the Oneida Nation after the original Gahuadilu determined that the peacemaker had something really profound to share with the Oneida people, and deemed that the peacemaker was a necessary visitor to the Oneida Nation. So Gahuadilu is known to be a good judge of character, and someone who brings us a sense of pride and relief with their security. Now, this first clan family is the first family of the Wolf Clan, and they are the fire-keeping family. They're known as Hodache. And this Hodachehta family gets its name from a character during our Confederation. This character was a ranger who roamed the outer lands of a certain Oneida town, which was considered the capital at the time. He was an older gentleman who was a little too old to fight, but he had 2 arrows in his quiver, and he had it over his shoulder. And so Hodatse is a quiver, Hodachehta means quiver carrier. So that title and family is named after that historical individual that provided some early warning for our people on the edges of the outskirts of our capital. This second Wolf Clan family, Ganyungwe'inyo. This is also a name of a character in our Confederation story. The peacemaker found the original Ganyungwe'inyo picking corn in a field, and they were very careful about which cobs they picked. Even the peacemaker didn't know which ones should go in the basket. So he acknowledged this Ganyungwe'inyo to be very discerning about what they choose. So to this day, the Ganyungwe'inyo family is recognized for being able to spot people's gifts and acknowledge them, acknowledge who is ready for what task and who would be good at what, that sort of thing. Ganyungwe'inyo. Now this third Wolf Clan family is very dear to me because it's my clan family. My mother gave it to me, and her mother gave it to her, etc. I've got a lot of beautiful relatives, cousins, aunties, niece that are of this clan family. And our name is Tohagwant. Tohagwant. There's two different ways to say it. I've heard it said Tohagwant most. And what this is it means where the two roads converge. And this is a reference to an act during our Confederation story. There was a certain woman who was our ancestor who had a dream that there was a peacemaker that was going to be coming to the Oneida Nation to bring a new era. And so excited by this, she prepared a basket for him to make him feel welcome, and she went out to go and meet him, but in her dream it didn't really direct her exactly where he was coming from. But there were two roads into town, and she stood at the place where those two roads converged because, well, she didn't want to miss them. So that's how our family got our name, Tohagwant. This first family of the Turtle Clan, Sonuses. They're called Sonuses because they have a knack for being able to add people to their lives. You'll notice Sonuses to be very popular. Their driveways are packed during the holidays and that sort of thing. Sonuses means their house is getting longer. This second Turtle Clan family, Tohagwant. Historically, Tohagwant was our seed library. And as you can see by the pictogram, that little shrub has been picked clean of its seeds. This third Turtle Clan family, Hadyadanont. And Hadyadanont reminds us that even though we can stand fast, we should always be flexible and have some give. Hadyadanont. And now this first family of the Bear Clan, that's a pictogram of an ear you see there. And their name is Watahuntai. And there's a meaning to that. The suffix "taium" means it's old. But when you put it together with Watahunta, it means an old ear. However, there's another way that someone can earn a name like that, and that's if they were involved in combat at one point. If they like to fight, or if they like to wrestle, if they were a competitor of some sort, then sometimes they would end up with one of those cauliflower ears. And Watahunta is not just our name for old ear, it's also our name for cauliflower ear. Watahunta. The second family of the Bear Clan is Watsadont. And this Watsadonta family is named that because they were in charge of the pouch, the fawnskin pouch, that the council fire lived in. So during the meeting, the council fire would be brought out, and the pouch would be leaning up against a chair leg or something like that, just so it's nice and handy. But if the meeting ever came to be that business was not being taken care of, or if there wasn't a quorum to have a council, or if it seemed like the day was going to come to an end before an agreement was reached, then it would be up to Wet'suwet'en to stand up and close the meeting so they could put the council fire back in their pouch. Wet'suwet'en. Now this third family of the Bear Clan, Oneida Families. And you can see his neck is out. And what Oneida Families would do is, during meetings, they would ask pointed questions to make sure that no one was confused about what was going on. So their neck would be out, and you can see their ear was kind of sticking out too, to make sure that they were able to easily perceive, or more easily perceive, exactly what was going on. So thank you for joining me for this little dive into the 9 Oneida families. There's videos coming up as to how they coordinated for the hunting season, or the planting season and harvest season, etc., etc., and how they coordinated with each other is very interesting. And I'm thinking that if the Oneida Nation did our genealogy and everyone was able to retrace their clan families, that would be a very good day for some people. My family was very lucky to retain our identity. We can trace from our mother's mother back to Tohagwant. And if there's ever a day when the Oneida Nation decides that this is something we want to get back, then count me in as an ally. I'd love to see a day when we can go back to our original house names or surnames. So, thanks again for joining me. I've been Lao Island, and Yawant Go, and Datno Nikiwa.